Very good morning to everyone. And today, I want to begin with the question that once embarrassed me at my own dinner table. My father asked me, Beta, how much did you earn this year? I told him proudly a healthy number. And then he asked a second question, much quieter. And how much of it can you show me today, sitting in a bank, an investment, or anything? I went silent. I had earned well, but I had nothing to show for it. That day, yes, that day I understood something rather uncomfortable. Earning money and keeping money are two completely different skills. One gets taught in offices and appraisals, the other is barely taught anywhere at all. Yes. And that really hit me hard when I wasn't able to answer it. So today, I want to talk about that second quieter skill, the one that decides whether your income eventually buys your life of choices or simply funds a life of installments. Yes, we are calling it financial discipline for long term freedom. So hold on to this one line because we'll return to it again and again. That financial freedom begins with financial discipline. Yes, let me say that again. Financial freedom begins with financial discipline, not luck, not a lucky stock tip from a WhatsApp forward, but pure discipline. Think of a marathon runner. On race day, nobody wins a marathon by sprinting the first 2 kilometers as fast as possible and collapsing by kilometer 3. The runners who cross that finish line are the ones who found a steady pace, kept it for hours, resisted the temptation to show off early, and simply kept going kilometer after unglamorous kilometer. Money behaves exactly like that marathon. The person chasing the flashy one time win, the hot tip, the jackpot scheme, the overnight side hustle is usually the one gasping by kilometer 3. The person who wins is the one who shows up quietly, consistently, for years that nobody is applauding. So, what does this steady marathon like discipline actually look like in daily life? Let me share 4 simple, slightly unglamorous habits. If you want, you can definitely note them down. Number 1, living below your means. Yes. वो कहावत है ना, जितनी चादर हो उतनी ही पैर पसारने चाहिए. Living below your means. Number 2, avoiding impulsive purchases. Yes. We are so much using social media, and I'm sure you must have noticed. आप बात भी करते हो ना किसी प्रोडक्ट की, so that begins to show on your Google feed. And it will keep on showing until and unless you buy that product, and that makes you make impulsive purchases. So please be very careful. Number 3, planning before spending. Yes. If you'll begin to plan, the impulsive purchases will actually cut down. And number 3, staying committed to long-term goals. Yes. Number 4, staying committed to long-term goals. So we can definitely plan our investments as per our goal. It can be a goal-to-goal investment. Like yesterday, we were talking about SIP. So it can be a goal-based SIPs. So let me put faces to these habits. People you'll recognize from your own street. So meet Radhaji, a homemaker in Jaipur whose neighbors assumed her family was comfortable simply because her home always looked put together. Her children were well dressed, and there was always sweets to offer guests. Now, what they didn't see was a woman who lived comfortably below what her husband earned, who mended, reused, and planned every festival shopping list 2 months in advance, avoiding the panic buying that empties most households' pockets every Diwali. So her secret wealth was never a secret balance, it was a disciplined mind. Then let's meet Neha, a working woman in Gurugram in a well paying corporate job who once treated every Amazon sale notification as a personal invitation. Her turning point was embarrassingly simple. She started a 24-hour rule. If she wanted something that wasn't a necessity, she would add it to a list and wait a full day before buying. Yes, half the items, she admits with a laugh, she would completely forgotten wanting by the next morning. And that one small pause redirected lakhs over a few years, not through earning more, but through wanting less impulsively. Yeah. We always say that money saved is money earned. So meet Vikramji now, a government employee in Nagpur whose colleagues would tease him for still driving the same modest car after 15 years of steady promotions. He wasn't stingy. He simply had a 5 year goal, a 10-year goal, and a retirement goal written on a single sheet of paper, and every large purchase was measured against that sheet before his heart got to vote. So today, he's the same boring colleague who retired with two flats and zero debt, while the flashier ones are still explaining a new loan every festival season. Now, none of them are extraordinary. All of them simply chose discipline over impulse again and again in small, unremarkable moments nobody was watching. Because remember, discipline creates choices. Impulsiveness creates limitations. One path keeps doors open for your future self. The other quietly shuts them, one EMI at a time. So it's a small, honest exercise for you right now. Yes. Identify one unnecessary expense, just one, that you can reduce over the next month. Not eliminate everything, but just one. Think about it. And then decide clearly where will that redirected money go? Which goal, which dream, which future version of you gets to receive it instead? See, a marathon is never won in a single stride, and freedom is never bought in a single paycheck. Both are earned quietly, one disciplined step at a time, long before anyone starts clapping. So you don't need a bigger salary to begin this journey. You need one smaller, wiser decision made today and repeated tomorrow. And you can start with as little as rupees 100. Yes, SIPs begin with rupee 100. So here is my call to action. Before this week ends, identify that one expense, redirect it toward your goal, and take the very first step. Even if it's a small transfer, a cancelled subscription, or a skipped impulse buy. Because financial freedom was never really about how much you earn. It's about how disciplined you choose to be with what you already have. Yes. With that thought, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you.